Hey everyone, and in this video I'll be covering why VPNs are becoming more and more essential if you're living in the Philippines, or even just traveling through. Whether it's for protecting your digital privacy, accessing blocked content, or streaming local shows from abroad, a good VPN can make a big difference. And I'll also be sharing my top 3 VPN picks based on testing, especially for how well they perform in the Philippines. So whether you're focused on speed, price, or features, there should be a solid option here for you. And just a heads up, I'll include links in the description to any current deals or discount codes for each VPN, in case you decide to try one out. So let's start with the most important reason to use a VPN here, and that's privacy. In the Philippines, internet providers are actually required to retain your user data for up to 6 months. And while that might not sound like a big deal at first, it does mean your online activity is being tracked and stored, at least temporarily. Now, a VPN prevents that from happening by encrypting your internet traffic, so your ISP can't see what you're doing online. This also makes it much harder for third parties to collect or track your data. And if you're using public Wi-Fi, whether it's at a coffee shop, airport, or hotel, this extra layer of security becomes even more important since those networks tend to be prime targets for cyber attacks. VPNs also come in handy when it comes to accessing geo-restricted content. In the Philippines, a lot of streaming services either offer limited libraries or block access to certain shows entirely. And sometimes, even online banking or shopping sites won't work properly depending on where you're connecting from. On the flip side, if you're overseas and trying to stream something local, like a show on PTV or RPN, you'll probably find they're unavailable outside of the country. But with a VPN, you can virtually relocate your device to appear as if you're back in the Philippines or just about anywhere else, giving you full access to those services again. So whether it's for privacy, security, or just getting around content restrictions, a VPN gives you a lot more control over your internet experience. Now with that said, it's also important to understand that not all VPNs work the same. Some have a very limited number of servers, which means slower speeds and more crowding. Others may log your activity or even sell your data, which completely defeats the purpose of using a VPN in the first place. So the picks I'm about to cover have been fully tested and chosen specifically for their performance, privacy protections, and reliability. And just to be clear, this video is for informational purposes only. So whatever you're using a VPN for, be sure to follow the laws and guidelines that apply in your country. So first up is ExpressVPN, which is the one I'd recommend for anyone who just wants the fastest and most reliable experience possible. This is the VPN I've consistently found to perform the best across just about every category, whether it's privacy, streaming, or torrenting. ExpressVPN has over 3,000 servers in over 100 countries, and in my tests, it connected almost instantly. Speeds were fast and consistent, even when I switched between countries. And there was no noticeable buffering on streaming sites like Netflix or Hulu. It also worked great for accessing local platforms like I Want TFC or GMA from outside the Philippines. Now, from a privacy standpoint, it's worth noting that Express has passed multiple independent audits and even came out clean after a real-life server seizure. No user data was found, which is a huge plus for anyone who's serious about staying anonymous online. And in terms of features, you get all the essentials: kill switch, split tunneling, and support for multiple protocols, including their in-house lightweight protocol, which helps with both speed and reliability. You can connect up to 14 devices at once, which should cover most people, and the apps are lightweight and really easy to use. So overall, if you're looking for the most seamless experience, especially for streaming or frequent travel, ExpressVPN is going to be your best option. And again, I've added a link in the description if you want to check for any current discounts. Now, if you're looking for something with a few more built-in features at a slightly lower price, NordVPN is going to be a really strong option. In fact, this one tends to offer the best balance of speed, privacy, and bonus tools, especially if you like having a bit more control over your VPN setup. In my testing, Nord's speeds were consistently close to ExpressVPN, and it performed especially well when gaming or switching between different streaming platforms. It currently has over 7,800 servers in about 165 countries, and the server map interface is surprisingly easy to navigate, even if you're new to VPNs. You also get up to 10 simultaneous connections, which is great if you want to cover all your personal devices or even share it with family. Now, one of the standout features here is something called threat protection. This blocks ads, stops trackers, and even scans downloaded files for malware before they can reach your device. It's turned on right from the app and runs in the background, so it's a really simple way to stay a bit safer online without having to think about it. And for those who care about transparency, Nord has gone through multiple independent audits and has a no-log dog's policy that's been confirmed several times over. So if you're after something with strong performance, better privacy tools, and a slightly lower price than ExpressVPN, Nord is going to be the one to check out. And as always, I'll leave any discount links for it down in the description. And finally, if you're after something even more affordable, but still want solid privacy and access to streaming, then Surfshark is going to be your best budget-friendly pick. What makes this one stand out is that it includes all the core features you need, plus some extras, while still being one of the lowest cost VPNs you can get. Surfshark currently offers unlimited device connections with a single plan, which is a huge plus if you want to cover your phone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, and maybe even share it with a few friends or family members. It's got over 3,200 servers in about 100 countries, and it worked well for both local and international streaming in my tests. Speeds were a bit slower than Nord or Express, but still more than fast enough for HD streaming, general browsing, and torrenting. You also get some really useful features like an ad blocker, rotating IP, and something called No Borders mode, which helps you stay connected in more restrictive regions where VPN use might be limited. And just like the other two, Surfshark has a clean, easy-to-use interface and supports split tunneling, a kill switch, and strong encryption. So if you want something simple, effective, and more budget-friendly without giving up important features, Surfshark is going to be the best way to go. And again, check the description for any deals or discount codes that might be available. Now, something to keep in mind, when you're choosing a plan, it's easy to just go with the monthly option, especially if you're only planning to test things out. But monthly plans almost always renew at a much higher rate, and over time you end up paying a lot more. So unless you know for sure that you'll only need the VPN for a month or less, I'd highly recommend going with one of the longer term plans instead. You get much better value that way. And all three of these VPNs, Express, Nord, and Surfshark, offer big discounts on their 1 and 2 year plans. So hopefully you found this review helpful. If so, please leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. And if you have any questions about using a VPN in the Philippines, or if you're deciding between these three, feel free to leave those down in the comments below. I always enjoy getting to answer as many of those as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.